Hi, this is Stephanie A. I'm the founder and executive director here at Adoption and Beyond. And today we're going to talk about the 6 different avenues of adoption. And recently I created a mini course that explains what the 6 different avenues of adoptions are. And I'm going to be linking to that mini course that we created. And so I'm just going to break down briefly here for you, explaining what the 6 different avenues are. So when families come to our agency inquiring about adoption, a lot of times families have in their mind that there's one way to adopt. And typically that is going to be what they have in their mind is what is a traditional agency adoption. But what many families don't know and understand is that there are actually 6 different avenues of adoption. And so in the mini course, we break down what those 6 different avenues are, and we go into detail about the cost, the time frame, the process for each of the 6 avenues of adoption. So the first avenue of adoption is domestic agency adoptions. That's when a birth mom's pregnant, comes to an agency looking at placing her child for adoption. She'll choose among the families that the agency has available who are wanting to adopt. So that is agency adoptions. The second avenue are consultants, and consultants help families network out throughout the United States to be able to work with multiple agencies to be able to find a placement for their child. The third avenue is what is called private adoptions, and private adoptions is what I call DIY adoptions. That's where you are doing your own self-networking. You're looking for your own expecting parent that is looking at placing her child for adoption, and there are lots of professionals that help you learn how to do that. And then as an agency, we offer a service where we hold your hand once you do find an expecting mom, just to make sure you don't miss a beat in doing a private adoption. The fourth avenue of adoption is embryo adoption, and that is when you adopt embryos with the hopes that they're thawed and transferred to you with the hopes that you become pregnant with the embryos. So that is embryo adoptions. Then next, number 5 is foster care adoption, and that is where you adopt a child who is free and available in the foster care. Typically those are older children who are free and available. The younger children are still in foster care trying to be reunified back with their birth family, and then when that's not successful, then they do eventually become available for adoption. But ultimately, if you're wanting to adopt from foster care, you need to be open to an older child. And then the 6th avenue of adoption is international adoption, and that is where you adopt a child from another country. And so that's just a brief overview of what the 6 different avenues of adoptions are. In the mini course that I'm going to link to below, we dive into that in a lot more greater detail. As I mentioned earlier, we talk about the 6 avenues, the cost, the time frame, the process, and we get into all the nitty-gritty and all the details about the 6 different avenues. So I hope you'll join us in taking this mini course. And if you like what you've heard today, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be sure to get more information as it becomes available on a weekly basis on this channel all about adoption. So I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks. Bye.